Hi, my name is Rena. I'm a nurse here at Doctors Medical Center and Trauma Services, and I'm the Safe Kids Stanislaus Coalition Coordinator. I'm here with CSO Ojeda here today from the Modesto Police Department, and we are going to talk to you about the laws related to child passenger safety. So first of all, we're going to talk about children that need to be rear facing. That is when children are first born all the way until they're 2 years old or 40 pounds, 40 inches. That is what the law is. So a lot of families will choose to have a rear facing only car seat, which literally does what it says. It is only going to go rear facing inside of the vehicle. Once you have the child harnessed correctly with the chest clip right here at the armpit level and the straps going in the car seat at the shoulder level or below, you have them harnessed correctly. And it has to be tight so that I can't pinch any of this webbing. Don't worry about sticking your fingers underneath. The real test is whether or not I can pinch any of the material. Once they're harnessed correctly, we put them in rear facing, and then you're going to restrain the car seat in the vehicle using either a seat belt or the lower anchors, but not both, one or the other. So this is the first step. Some families will choose to purchase a rear facing only car seat, but this won't last you a really long time. This is going to max out probably when the child's about 8-9 months or so, when they reach the maximum of the car seat, which is in this one case, it's 35 pounds or 30 inches. So once they get too big from this, or the top of their head is within 2 inches of the top, that's a lot of information, I know. Read your manual, there's a lot to see in there, then you're going to transition. So this baby got too big, so now we're gonna go to the next type of car seat, which is called a convertible car seat. So it literally is going to convert from rear facing to forward facing when the child is ready. So again, we're still harnessing the child the same way, retainer clip at the armpits, at or below the shoulders, and have them in nice and tight so I can't pinch any of the harness. Once they're in there, we're going to put the seatbelt on or use the lower anchors in order to restrain the car seat in the vehicle. Once we have done this, this child's going to stay in this particular car seat until they outgrow the car seat, which this one is 40 pounds or 40 inches. So truly, that's about a 3 or 4-year-old child, depending on how big your kiddo is. But what is the law? The law is 2 years old or 40 pounds, 40 inches. So even though my child might be only 30 pounds instead of 40, yes, I can turn them around by law, but is it safest for the child? No, it's not. I want to keep them rear facing as long as possible to protect their head and their neck in a car crash. And don't worry about these long, lanky legs of theirs. They're very flexible and pliable when they're children. So they just go crisscross, or they'll put them up on the back of the seat. Don't worry about the legs. The head and the neck is the most important part. After they outgrow the car seat, so this one is 40 pounds, 40 inches, so my child might be about 3 or 4 years old, we are going to transition to the next type of car seat. So this is going to be actually this exact same car seat, but I'm now going to turn it forward facing. And when I do that, a couple things change. Again, the retainer clip or the chest clip is still at armpit level, but where this goes into the vehicle, into the car seat, is going to be at their shoulder level or above. That's one of the big changes that happens. Okay, another thing is that there's this crazy little thing called a tether anchor. So this is going to attach to the roof of some vehicles. Some of them it goes behind the seat and reaches the bottom. In sedans, it's going to go on the back little ledge of the vehicle. This has to be attached, always has to be attached when they're forward facing. And then again, you use the seat belt to put the car seat, hold it in tight to the vehicle, or you will use the lower anchors, not both, just one or the other, and have it in nice and tight so I can't pinch any of this webbing at all. When do I transition my child out of this harness? Again, read those labels. So this particular one, this is going to say up to 65 pounds. So I'm looking at probably a kindergarten, first grader, depending on how big my kiddo is, in this harness. Keep them in here as long as possible, because the more we transition, the less safe the child gets. So don't be in a rush. Keep them in this as long as possible. So what do the laws look like? The child has to be in some type of car seat or booster seat until they are 8 years old. And then after that, they can get out of the seatbelt they can get out of the car seat or the booster seat if the seatbelt fits them properly. All right, so now our child has transitioned out of the 5-point harness car seat, and now they're ready to go into a booster seat because they've gotten too tall or they've gotten too heavy for that harness in the car seat. So now what they will do is they will go into a booster seat, and hopefully you'll choose the high back booster seat. Again, read the labels of how high the child has to be, how tall they have to be, and how much they have to weigh in order to use the booster seat. The seat belt is going to be positioned across the child's chest, and then the seat belt goes across their lap. And what it does, the booster seat literally boosts them up so that the seat belt is not going to be on the child's neck, and then the seat belt is going to be on their lap, which is the bones rather than the stomach. We don't want that. With the seat belt, the lap belt going underneath the armrest, that's a really common error that people do, is that they put it over top of the armrest, and it always has to go under. So now the next question is, when can my kid get out of this booster seat? I don't want to deal with these things anymore, and I get it. So what you want to do then is that you want to do a seatbelt check to see whether or not the seatbelt is going to test properly on them and they can get out of the booster seat. Now what the laws are, they have to be at least 8 years old or 4'9", which is crazy tall. It's really tall because you want the seatbelt to be positioned on them properly. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to unbuckle my child out of their booster seat, and we're going to do a seatbelt test on them to see whether or not they are tall enough, because maybe my kiddo is now 10 years old and they're wanting to get out of their booster seat. Keep in mind, many children are 8 to 12 years old before they can get out of the booster. It all has to do with how tall they are. So if you take them out of the booster seat and they're over 8, will you get a citation? Maybe not for a car seat, but you'll get a seatbelt citation because the seatbelt doesn't fit them properly. So this is very important. Number one, for their safety, but number two, because you don't want to get a citation. So the lap belt goes across their lap. Of course, it buckles in, as we all know, and then the shoulder belt should go over across their body. So the lap belt is on their bones, not on the tummy, and the shoulder belt is going to go across their shoulders, and this is unfortunately going across the child's neck. That's one of the steps. Their bottom has to be all the way to the back of the car, to the vehicle seat back. Their knee should be a 90-degree angle at the side of the car seat right here, and their feet should touch the ground at all times. And you can see that this child, even though this person is 10 years old, is not big enough to fit in just a seatbelt. They need the booster seat because their feet don't touch the ground, there's not a 90-degree angle, and the seatbelt is not fitting them properly. It's going to go around their neck and cause severe injuries in a car crash. So those are the laws related to car seats. I know it is a lot of information. Thank you for listening to this. If you have additional questions, you can reach out to us here at Safe Kids Stanislaus. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, or contact your local Modesto Police Department. They can answer any questions that you have as well. We do inspections monthly, as well as we have a major car seat inspection for Seat Check Saturday, which is on September 23rd at the Ceres Community Center from 9 till 12. First come, first serve. Bring your kiddos in their car seats and we'll be happy to make you safe. All right, thank you.